Hey everyone! We're back with another video tutorial. This time, we'll be going over the workflow steps once more, but we will focus on the role, approver group, applicant, and arbitrary user steps. In our last tutorial, we covered the user and group steps and showed how approval conditions function. If you're watching this video first, we recommend watching the initial part of the workflow steps to grasp how the approval condition operates. Let's move on to the role step. To set up this step, you need to first register in the role management. I have already shown how to register in the role management in the previous video, but don't worry, I can quickly demonstrate it again here. So we need to head to the dashboard and click on Setup. Next, select the Settings icon and go to Role Management. Create a new role by entering the name and adding any remarks you need. For instance, you can create a role called Managers and then select all the managers in your company. Once selected, click Create. Please go back to the workflow steps and drag the role steps and drop them. Choose the role Manager that we registered earlier. The users we selected earlier should now be reflected here. Next, you need to choose and decide on the approval condition. Please note that a thorough explanation of the approval condition can be seen in the previous video. In this case, selecting these steps will result in all the users under that role receiving the application simultaneously. The number of approvers who will approve the application depends on the selected approval condition. When you select the All Approvers Approve option, all the users assigned to that role will need to approve the application. The next option is for more than 50% of approvers to approve, meaning over half of the selected users will need to approve the application. The third option is for more than or equal to 50% of approvers to approve, which means that only half of the approvers can approve the applications. The last option is for more than or equal to one approver to approve. If you choose the second, third, or fourth options, all users listed in that role will receive the applications at the same time. Once the application fulfills the designated approval criteria, it will no longer be accessible to those who have not yet given their approval. Then Remand to, select where the applications will be remanded. To the previous approver, the applicant or the approver will decide to select any user who has already been approved as the remanded destination. And the type of workflow steps, if the users are approvers, authorizers, and verifiers. And that's how you set the role approver. Let's go to another step, which is the approver group. You have the option to select different users from various groups. Unlike group steps, only the user in that group or department will be responsible for approving the application. So here in your environment, kindly go to Workflow, then click the setting icon, go to Application Form, click the drop-down, and select the category of your created template. Next, click the template and scroll down to find the workflow steps. Drag the steps and drop them where needed. The next step is to select all the users who will be responsible for approving the application. You can choose individuals from various departments or groups based on your workflow needs. After selecting them, please click OK. Then you can change the name of the approver group by clicking Unspecified next to Approver Group. Input the new name, for example, Approvers for ABC Forms, and click OK. Then, choose and decide what approval condition is necessary for these steps. And that's how you register the approver group. You don't need to register another group separately in the setup settings. Instead, you can directly select users and add them to the approver group. Let's now move forward with the applicant. If you want the applicant to be included in the approver steps, you need to select these steps. There will be instances where the applicant will need to approve, authorize, and verify their own application. Then we will move to Arbitrary User. In cases of arbitrary user steps, these steps are necessary when the form does not specify approvers. This allows the applicant to select who will approve their application. Therefore, when configuring the arbitrary step, it remains unselected, enabling the applicant to designate their desired approver, even if the admin restricts editing the workflow steps. So here, you can drag the arbitrary users and leave it as it is. Afterward, you can add additional steps according to your specific process requirements. And that's how straightforward the arbitrary user step is. I hope you now understand how the 4 workflow steps function and can try them out in your own environment to become familiar with them. In the next video tutorial, we'll cover the remaining steps, belonging group and branch condition. See you in the next one.